And just like that, we are back. The jokes never stop here with disqualified opinions, and neither do we. The marathon continues. And just like that, another hot topic of your favorite segment. People love it. They love it. They know it. Allegedly. A lot of alleged things going on in the world. And, as always, the gang's all here. What's up, everybody?
Yo.
We got Rel, 6 Chain Byron, the City Boys, and Wild Rouse.
And so nice, they came back twice. Not her first time here on this here program, but just in case you missed the first time, we'll link the first episode she was here. And I'll let her introduce herself, illustrious guest, friend of the program, and friend in real life. Let people know who you are.
Oh, that was so sweet. Chanell.
Simply. I built her up, America, and that's what we got.
What you get.
Hey, gotta
The
love
more
it.
you know.
Any social media, any way they can keep up with you, or
I don't know.
we appreciate you. You know, you had a very, busy day, and you still came to show love to the podcast.
And just got real tatted for real. I do want to show that off. Show the guns real quick. Y'all can see the wrap and you can't really see what it is. But just know I'm tatted.
Don't
That's
be
all
that
you need
person.
to
Can't
know.
see them
Don't
little
be
ass
that
arms.
person. Don't be that person.
I'm already that person.
Thank you for returning amongst the goofiness. But we're going to get alleged. And Ross, what we talking about today?
Well, it's her topic, so we're going to let her introduce her topic and have the first thought on it.
So the topic today, which I think a lot of people this generation can relate to, is how our traumas with our parents and childhood turns over and affect us dating. So starting off with my opinion, I think that it plays a big part in how you date and technically who you date. Not to be, cliche, but for example, me, daddy issues. So it's like, dealing with.
Well, I look because not a lot of women will admit that they have daddy issues, and that in and of itself is a touchy subject. So I just wanted to applaud you for saying that at the
Therapy.
beginning.
I'm in therapy, so
Hey, unpack America.
maybe like when I was 23, I probably slapped the shit out of a nigga if he ever told me I had daddy issues. But
Shout out
still
to the
no
bro.
nigga can tell me I have daddy issues.
Oh, we will never.
But I can admit that it plays a part.
Shout out to the girl.
Niggas be like,
love.
woo. What? Nothing.
But so I think like for one, I definitely believe it's truth to you either date what you see or you date the complete opposite. Like for me, it's like, my dad was like physically abusive. So never dealt a nigga that hit me. I wish a nigga would. I need to say that on that statement. Never dealt with a nigga who hit me. I wanted to stay clear of that because it's just like, I've seen once those doors get open, it's really hard to close them and you just get comfortable kind of like when you mad, like exerting that physical aggression on someone. So for me, it's like I tried to date the complete opposite, or at least that's what I thought when I was younger. But it's like real when you get older and you kind of look at patterns, it's like I still dated men who was like emotionally unavailable, or I would kind of self-sabotage relationships, like seeing my mom and dad fight a lot. I kind of thought fighting equal love. Like I would pick fights with a guy and, if he chased me, that let me know he cared about me. Or if he like got mad when I did certain things, that kind of like equated to like, oh, how much feelings he had for me. It's like, I feel like a lot of women kind of think that too. Like a guy really don't care for us unless he breaking his back. So when you get older, you kind of realize shit can be peaceful. Like, you can go a day without fighting. Like, everything can be smooth. You can, like, quickly get over something without it having to be, like, a real big deal. And then if you look at it, like, from my mom's standpoint, my mom was, like, real, like, angry and loud. So, like, I don't know if y'all can tell, but I have a louder tone than, like, the average person. But I grew up in a loud house, and it's like I grew up with women who, like, they had to shout their way through shit. So it's like I kind of like do that. Like I'll date a man and like make it known like, oh, I'm not weak. Like, cause I've seen a lot of weak women in my, well, not weak. I've seen a lot of women who like have men physically like exert dominance on them. So I let a dude know up front, like I will fight you. Darian has known, I've literally told niggas I've dated, I could probably beat the shit out of you. And I truly believe that. I mean, we never physically fought, but in my hearts of hearts, I believe it's a few guys that I've dated, I could beat their ass. He knows who I'm talking about. So, yeah, to say that, it's like, that definitely played a part too. It's just like how, like, I interacted with guys. It's like I went in it with, like, I got to prove a point before he could prove this point. And all this is just because of how, like, I seen my mom and dad interact. This not even, beginning on talking about schools I went to or, like, friends I interacted with. This was only, like, solely just because of how I saw, like, a mother and father interact that I thought that that was normal or that's common. And then you also kind of feel like too, which is also unhealthy, like, oh, if the person loves you, they're supposed to deal with you no matter what. No, that's not love. And, therapy showed me that, I was a problem in that sense. Like, I thought, like, guys walked out on me, or like guys ain't really fuck with me like they said. And it's like, no, I was doing some toxic shit. And it's like, realistically, if they was doing that to me, I would not deal with half the shit that I've put guys through.
Speaking from a man's standpoint, I think some of the things we're taught as children is like the whole men hiding their emotion, or like whatever people's perception of masculinity is. If you've never seen your father be vulnerable, it's going to be harder for you to be vulnerable in a relationship. Men trying to live up to whatever they grew up believing a man is supposed to be, instead of just speaking on what they think or how they feel. That leads to certain relationships and friendships and like romantic situations as well. People not being honest with themselves about how they feel or being able to display that. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that men suffer from, as far as like what they get from their childhood and carry over into relationships.
Really quickly, for those out there, the definition of trauma: a deeply distressing or disturbing experience, emotional shock following a stressful event or physical injury, which may be associated with physical shock and sometimes leads to long-term neurosis. Or it's just a physical injury. You could just get your ass beat. Continue.
Bye, Chanell.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about you, but if you want to like, share, subscribe, my brother, please do. So, based on your question, there's a couple questions I have, because I think that they also tend to have a developmental situation as well. Where did you grow up? Because I think that is
How did you grow up?
No, I want to start with where, because where you grow up can be a trauma in and of itself. If you understand what I'm saying?
I get that, but I don't think just because you're raised in a certain place that you'll be exposed to certain things. I don't think it's necessarily true.
That's true. That's
why I said, how did you grow up?
I think you kind of, one bridges into the other, that's what I said I was getting at. I think one bridges into the other.
You could, I think it's just simply how did you grow up. You can
grow up in the hood and not have ever seen anything.
So
or
when
you
you
grow
say
up in the
how did you grow
suburbs.
You still hear about it though. That's kind of where it gets into play. Cause
I think you hear about it no matter where you live. Like, wherever you live, violence happens out there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Even if you don't see it or it's not around
crime,
you. I'm talking about like actual
violence.
violence. Yeah. People getting killed. It happens
Especially
somewhere.
where we all grew up.
that's why I asked.
That's what I'm saying.
Why I asked.
But I do think you can grow up in like lesser income neighborhoods and not be exposed to what goes on out here in these neighborhoods.
Can you grow up in Baltimore City and not be exposed to it?
Yeah.
I think I was an example of that.
I know a few.
Person.
How? At what age do you think you got exposed to it then? Personally, I'm asking you.
When I got exposed to it, probably personally was like after elementary school. When I feel like my innocence was gone, when I really started seeing the world in a better light, I think. So I think when you're going through, like, from a little kid to elementary school, life was just easy. You ain't really see too much. But once you get to middle school, that's when I really was more independent and on my own. Start seeing certain things necessarily I didn't necessarily see growing up. So at least on my end, that's just me.
Do you think, because middle school is 10, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's
11.
10.
It's like 11 to 13.
Yeah.
But
11, 12, 13.
Yeah, but the first year you turn 10, 11, then 11, 12, then 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works. Yeah. So the reason I ask is because do you think it's okay for somebody to be introduced to that at 10 years old?
introduced to what exactly?
Baltimore City.
You can't control that.
If that's where you live at, then.
But that's what he was getting at. So all right, so
and even I feel like even still like okay, like for people who grew up in like Owens Mills in the county, you have The Wire. Like even if they don't actually grow up in that vicinity, it's like they're gonna be exposed to things that can already show them what this is, and you're gonna have some people that maybe want to indulge because it look cool to them, it look fun, and then you have people that'll be like, oh okay, I know I don't want to indulge in this, but I don't think it's no way we can protect like people from
No, it's not that. That's what I'm getting at. I'm just getting at the fact that I've kind of based on what your original statement was, which is everybody has that trauma or toxic about them, but everybody's exposed to it at different ages, and I feel like the people that are exposed to it at younger ages develop more issues from it than the people that are exposed to it at higher ages. And us specifically as black men in Baltimore City, I feel like we are exposed to the trauma of Baltimore City earlier than the average person would be, because if you're on Owens Mills and you watch The Wire, that has nothing to do with
So what
growing up in East or West Baltimore.
When you say trauma, are you like going back to the violence in Baltimore City?
Just both. I feel like Baltimore City has a high rate of single parents.
Anything that can be
violence,
traumatic.
Yeah.
But I mean, all right, so I think the whole parent dynamic, I'm going to get to that in a second, but we just can talk about environment first. I think no matter where you live, you may or may not be exposed to violent crime. Even if you live in Baltimore City, you can live in the hood and not have ever seen somebody get stabbed, shot, or some drugs being sold. So I do think it is a matter of one individual person.
So you can walk a block in a mile and see somebody.
But you may not.
You might not
realize that. That's
so.
I was say, if you know,
it's so normalized.
You're not looking for it.
Yeah, it's so normalized.
And then you know how slick everybody is. You just dap somebody up, and
they're
it's
not
a whole
slick.
drug
A
experience.
lot of them aren't slick.
They're not.
Yeah,
But I'm saying,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because we know.
But I'm saying, if you've never seen it before, and you see somebody dapping somebody up and walking down the street, you wouldn't think nothing of it. So, but either way, I'm saying that. So it may not have contributed to trauma in that way, but I do think certain things like your environment does impact you in a way that shows itself later. I also think, as far as the inside the household dynamic, that's why I was about to say the single parent thing. That is traumatic for a different reason. If you're missing the role of one parent or another, you may not have the perception of what one or the other's role should be in a relationship. So you're basically basing what you think a relationship should be off what you see instead of what you actually experienced in your household.
And let's not get it twisted. You can be more traumatized having both parents than one parent.
That is very true as well.
That's a whole fact.
The only reason I brought up the single parents because, not to knock anybody, I want to praise everybody that does it, but do you guys feel a lot of males that grow up without a father have that traumatic experience that they never get over because the father isn't there?
I think
it
any
depends.
gender.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I feel like it affects men more than women.
It affects women as well.
I feel like a man not having his father affects the man more than a woman not having.
I mean,
Why?
in
You
a sense,
say
personally.
yeah, in a sense that a man has to figure out how to be a man on his own, but a woman has no sense of what a man should
supposed
be to her.
exactly.
So it's the same thing. It's just a different dynamic.
They have no idea how a man is supposed to love a woman, how they supposed
and
to
the
treat
woman
them,
is trying to figure out
how she even interact with the man.
Wow, I think is no, because I'm saying that a woman without a mother. So I'm saying that you do not have the same sex in which you are in your relationship. Not a woman who grows up without a father. So
you're saying you think a boy growing up without his father is equal to a girl growing up without her mother?
I'm saying I think it's worse for the dude to not have his father.
Than a woman to not have her mother?
Agreed. Yes.
No, you wild.
As bad as a boy needs his dad, why wouldn't a girl
when it comes
need her mom?
Literally even a physical biology of a woman, I would need my mother. When it comes to me having a period, when it even comes to once I get pregnant,
I'm cool with all
once
of this.
I get pregnant, it's no way you will be able to share with me the pain of giving birth. It's certain pains.
You can have a mother.
You will never experience that. That's true, but she would still be able to relate. True.
Shit, I didn't got kicked in the balls. I heard that's the same thing. I feel comfortable.
You
it actually has been scientific.
I'm not for one.
Right,
we not even go on that because that's a whole nother topic.
You get kicked in the
talking
balls
5 minutes
months,
versus 4 hours, bro.
Even longer than that.
My kid was
What I was saying is different. Like I need my mother. My mother is going to be able to share things with me, like not even on an emotion, but again, physical. Like if I was to get pregnant, my mother would be able to walk me through pregnancy. It's not even that. It's health issues. Like fibroids is very common in the black household. My mother's had it and my sister. Like, so when my sister got diagnosed and had like 23 tumors in her stomach and was panicking the fuck out, my mother was there to calm her because she educated her. This is honestly what black women go through. It's generations of our family that went through this. You're going to be okay. Like,
I'm not denying
we need our mothers.
I'm not
way
denying
more than
that.
y'all need y'all fathers.
I disagree with that completely. But and the reason I do that is because I
think it's
understand
equal.
that. I just feel like when there is
Same thing.
I think it impacts us slightly more. I understand everything that you're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with your comment. I just think that from what I've seen, when you have a single father, a father attempts to overcompensate the situation and learn everything possible. I think when you have a single mother, she overcompensates it to a level that is just a little too much, so it hurts the kid more than it
So I
helps
feel
the
like
kid.
I need to ask where you're getting your statistics, because realistically, they're not even that
it's
many
all opinion.
fathers.
It's opinion. I said it's
Well,
opinion.
I'm,
I said it's all
I
opinion.
don't understand how this like, and again, just being completely honest, I don't understand how you form this opinion when I feel like it's a fact proven that most fathers aren't present at all, whether it's a daughter or a son.
That's why it was completely opinion. I didn't say anything about. I feel as though that this happens more than this.
No, you said you feel as though you just said when fathers do it, they attempt or go in like above.
I said from what I see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And
I said that. I said
misheard.
from what
Okay.
I see, I feel like fathers go above and beyond to learn all these things. I had a kid, so I understood. Well, not
I was gonna
have.
say, have
So
to.
like I decided to educate myself on the fact that one day my daughter could be with me and not with her mother, and she has a period. I need to know what the fuck I'm supposed to do.
And
in
that's
this situation.
beautiful. That is
I'm
beautiful.
supposed to understand that all of these things. If I had a son, that shit easy. I keep saying this shit. Have boys.
But I'm
man.
28 and I
Easy.
still I've dated guys who like, if I'm like, I'm on my period, don't say that. Or can you go run to the store and give me pads? I don't want to get that stuff. Like,
I don't
so.
give a fuck about none of that
Yeah,
shit.
but again, so it's like,
I said,
like those,
Even before I had a kid.
but like
what you need, shorty?
those men will
Walmart,
be
Target.
fathers one day, and they may have daughters, and they may feel they may make their daughter feel ashamed about a period, even though it's natural, and they may not know that's what they're doing, like they're making her feel ashamed. But yeah, they're gonna like address it like it's a thing she should hide, and it's like it's not. It's something that should be a very
I think
normal
It's a little weird.
conversation.
I think it
that person
depends.
bleeds for 7 days. So that's a different topic.
I think
as
it
well.
depends on how you grow.
3 to
grew
7,
up.
everyone's is different.
Like you had
Some people more
you
than
had
7,
a
that's the
daughter,
hardest part.
so you had to learn things. I was like, I'm pretty sure you can relate. You were like, there's a lot of women in my family, so like you was around a lot of women shit. So not like trying to learn, but you just see shit. So you just are better off equipped. You feel me? So I do think it depends on how you grew up.
I think with that, there's positives and negatives. For my own situation, I grew up in my house with 2 women, so it's like from one standpoint, I've learned how to respect women and what's boundary safe to live with a woman and certain things that women are accustomed to and how they live, just off of courtesy, putting the toilet seat down, minor stuff like that. So it's like that's the positive. The flip side to that is, I think.
Women can't live under the same roof. We just gonna
Not for
stop
long.
there.
Yeah, I think that's a different dynamic, but I think for me it was more so I kind of was so determined not to be effeminate just because I was around women all the time that I kind of just like went too far the other way. Like,
So what would you say are the negatives of growing up with just male and female, no father present? Just the negatives.
the negatives of growing up with only like, so if I only had one, like I grew up
Yeah,
with
just
my,
your mother,
just my
no,
mother.
no father. What would
So
you guys say
my
are the
father has
negatives?
always been in my
I know-
life,
I know-
but he wasn't physically there.
Yeah,
so it's like
that's why I was just asking as a general. What do you guys think are those things? Not anybody
negatives
specifically. Yeah.
I think there is a skewed sense of responsibility if you're the only man in that house.
Yeah.
Like, I was asked to do things that grown men should be doing at age 6. So it's kind of like on one side, hopefully it made me more mature and ready to be an adult, but on the other side,
It took away from you.
I didn't get a chance to be a kid.
I agree.
So
It's like at an early age, even though you the man of the house. That's a little bit too much.
Yeah, that's a lot of pressure for a
you
kid.
feel me? To be this young, you feel me? Oh, you gotta do this. You gotta make sure we good. You feel me? It's like I'm trying to be a kid, so now you thinking opposite. You feel me? I'm the man of this castle.
right,
So,
I
you
just wanted
feel
to
me?
watch Power Rangers.
Yeah, that's it.
I didn't want to cut no grass. Like, that's not what I wanted to do.
Exactly.
What do you guys think are the negatives from the female aspect? So a female who only has her mother, she doesn't have that father aspect in her life.
Well, a big one is like we said, she's trying to figure out how, and it could be a male figure in your life, but without that significant male figure in your life, you don't know what love from a male.
Even
looks
shit like game, like a dude running game on you just to
Exactly.
talk you out of your
Even if
panties.
you
Like
got
you
your
don't
uncle
have
there.
no one trying to
Exactly.
educate you right. Like
Pay for that.
and or not even that when
you
you
young
if
niggas.
you know like how girls joke how like the bars on the floor, like it could be a guy that just come up to you, open a door, and you like, oh, this the best nigga in the world, like I ain't never had this, like what's that? And then it's like then he
that
treats you
really
like
happen?
shit.
Yeah,
That's wild.
Like
man.
it really is. Like you can meet a guy who literally like
you the bare
completely
minimum and it's new to you.
like just call you pretty, and that shit could blow your mind because you've never had a man call you pretty. Like me, it was me, my mom, and my sister. So when we moved to Maryland, like all my family is in Chicago. So like when my dad left the house, I didn't have no male in my life, like no father figure or nothing. So it's like I didn't have no man tell me I was pretty. I didn't have no man tell me like, oh, know your worth. I didn't have no man tell me like, be mindful of this. Even like simple shit like like what side of the street to walk on, or like not going to the gas station at night by yourself. Like little just basic shit that a man would probably tell you, like or keep cash on your stuff, like how to change your tire. I would have wanted to been taught stuff like that. So I'm never that damsel in distress. A father can share those things with his daughter. But when you don't have them, I feel like it is easier for guys to finesse you. And it's even like a joke. Like, I've been around guys who joke, like, I love bitches with daddy issues. They easy. Like, they easy for the fall for you. And then it's like they don't leave as quick. They don't leave as quick.
I want to at that point.
I feel like women like that though, who don't really know their self-worth, they don't leave as quick as a woman who do. So even though they may come with drama, they might come with bullshit, it's not the same as a woman who loves herself and got her shit together. You fuck over, she like, all right, I'm done. You block. I moved to another state. You can't reach me. Versus someone who don't know really what love is. So it's like I keep dabbling to see if is this
age,
love.
At what age does that become more of a you problem than the trauma?
Oh, I believe when you become an adult.
I think that's what I'm saying. So I think a lot of the things that we're talking about,
first. That's the problem.
you are one. You have to be self-aware.
Yeah.
So one, you have to understand where your shortcomings are in relationships and understanding where the root of that is, so you can be aware of how to fix it. But that all comes with growth and maturity. So I'm not gonna say what an age range is because I can't put maturity on anybody.
Yeah.
But like some people it may take 35, some people might take 22. So it's just
23.
It's just a matter of whatever you realize you may be the problem also, and learning how to fix and deal with your own bullshit.
So can the trauma placed on us by our environment and upbringing is it 50-50 or is it something that can't be solidified with a number?
You mean like who's at fault?
Yeah.
Like so
That's like
I don't know. So you saying the other things that you come with that may not have stemmed from your childhood?
No, he's saying, is it 50 to blame the parents and 50 to blame yourself? Like, we taking equal blame in how I am.
Yeah, like it's environment, upbringing, parents.
I think
50% or 50% yourself.
I think it's 75% self and then 25% your upbringing.
Even at a child?
Because I feel
I'm talking about once you get to your
okay.
Once you reach your adult age, if you're still hanging on to those traumas and not trying to fix them or understanding where they stem from, that's on you.
Okay.
I say it's mainly
does the trauma matter though as well though?
Oh, absolutely, because it's levels of trauma. But I wanna touch on that because when I started therapy, I was still in my mom's house. And, like I would tell her things that I was talking about in therapy. I was telling her things, my therapist was saying trying to work on. And I'm not, again, trying to shift blame, but just like putting it out there, that environment does play a big part because my mother and sister was telling me my therapist wrong. They was telling me like, it ain't nothing wrong with you. Like we all like this and we all fine. So like you can be in an environment where you're still trying to actively work on yourself. But when you have people like, enable you and make you feel like, nah, you good. But you start to think like, shit, am I good? Like
the percentage can change.
Yeah, like I feel like, depending on your environment, at that point, I knew it was something like, I gotta get the fuck out of this house because y'all bitches crazy. But it's like, yeah, like for some people who not financially or fortunate enough to get out of these environments, but they kind of have to still get beat down in the same place they try and build themselves up. Like that's a whole nother battle for real with trauma.
Yeah, so I agree. But I think it still comes down to, you feel me? I don't even know what I was about to say, but it's like.
No, I just feel like, so me personally, I feel like as I got older, I started to realize I can't really put as much blame into my environment and everything as I can myself.
That's because
That's why I said 75-25.
And no, it's not because I know now. It's that because I have to understand that if I place blame on that, I also have to think about the fact that their percentage of, if I say 75 me, 25 them, what is the parents' percentage? What is the environment?
That's percentage? What I'm saying.
So that's saying you know better. Like you gotta take accountability for some of it.
No, that's what I'm saying. You are self-conscious now. The people that raised us and gave us these,
in their mind, they did their best.
Exactly. They are the older people are so against therapy because they just know that I'm good. I'm alive.
And they don't want to look in that mirror.
I think it's that. I think it's more that. I honestly think the black community that is older than us understand that they fucked up.
No,
They
I
don't,
don't.
bro.
They don't.
That's what I'm telling you.
I'm not saying that they show it. I'm not saying that they will ever admit it.
If
I
you
think
even try to
deep
question,
down-
maybe
Well,
deep
that's
down, but if you
different,
try to
though.
question, because I've had this with elders in my family, and they just be like, oh, you know, they'll like, oh, I did the best that I could, or they do that manipulative shit, like, oh, I'm sorry you had the worst life ever, and
Right,
shit
trying
like
to make
that.
you
And
feel
it's
like
like,
we
the
not
fuck,
even
like,
going
yeah, I didn't
there.
say that. Like, I just want you to acknowledge that you play a part in some of my trauma, but I don't think they do. I do think that, you know,
That's
sorry,
true.
back to what he was
Most
saying, the
of
older
us
black
want-
community think mental health is a joke.
Most of us want our parents to admit, like, hey, I know.
Right, I just
didn't
want a
know
simple
what I was
acknowledgement.
doing.
You ain't
That's
gotta
it.
apologize,
they
but
don't
just take
even-
accountability.
They don't even want to do that.
Only reason why I ask because I don't know if when I have a kid, because I know that I will never provide my kid with perfection. It's impossible. It's impossible for you to sit there and
And
be
that's
a
any parent. That's
Yeah,
gonna
what
be
I'm
like
saying.
in the
It's
future,
impossible for
all
you to
that.
do. So it's gonna be some
you
shit.
can raise your kid without forcing trauma on them, though.
Yeah.
No. Everybody has trauma, bro. There's literally not one person on this earth that does not
But
have
some
a trauma.
mistakes, some mistakes can definitely be
Be-
like
yeah,
you can
null
get
and
around.
void. Yeah,
like
exactly.
like I said, like I was raised in a house with like extreme cussing and like higher tones. That could have been controlled. My father was physically abusive. Like it's some shit. It's some trauma
it's
you
always
should
some-
never have to go through.
But what I'm saying is, no matter what, because I also think at it like this: my trauma, no matter what my trauma was, is not bigger than your trauma. Just because people are
Everybody's
always different.
different.
Yeah.
Like, what was a paper cut to me could have literally been internal bleeding for you. So
Facts.
like I can't really condone trauma to trauma as being something because our parents literally went through trauma. Our grandparents literally went through the fact that
That's what I'm
they
saying.
went to
Yeah.
segregate.
Hands
But
down.
what we're saying is this is a generation that is now acknowledging the trauma and trying
But
to
you can't-
change it for
you-
future generations.
Facts. That's something that we can do though. I don't think we can place that blame completely on them without
We-
understanding.
No, we
that
no,
don't
never
understand.
said
we never said that.
That's why I'm saying you can't ask for an apology. When I was
We
when you
weren't.
said-
We were
We
asking for an
didn't-
acknowledgement.
we asked for acknowledgement.
That's what I'm
I know that
saying.
we'll never get that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no,
that's
and
what
we
I'm
we
saying.
said that too,
But
but
I
yeah,
don't
we
think
said
that-
you don't gotta apologize
It's
because
just
it's
acknowledgement.
even simply
like, hey,
saying like, you know,
I
I
didn't
thought
do
I did the
everything
best
Yeah,
right. Like
exactly.
I did the best that I could. I made a mistake, or like, you know,
That's
I didn't
it.
know it was other ways
But
to go
that's
about
what I'm
shit.
saying.
I don't expect.
Most parents is like, we're not sitting here blaming like, oh, my life is so bad. It's just like, hey, like, just
But that's what they
acknowledge
hear.
that. Like my
Parents will
mother,
guilt trip.
You know how
Yeah.
many
Guilt trip the hell out of
I
you.
just think that we're gonna do the same thing.
Parents will guilt trip.
And certain, I think it's gonna be different.
No,
because
I'm
me
going
explain,
to
let me explain.
acknowledge.
I don't do that. I don't do that now.
Yeah, I
But-
don't
let
either.
me explain. Let me explain. I think that the way we will do it will be different because the generation in which we have kids, they will grow up differently. Because that's also a huge part. Like we said, environment. That's a huge part. So the environment in which we grew up in, a lot of us are going to take the positives in which we had and instill them upon our kids.
What they gonna get mad because we turned the Wi-Fi off? Like
Even
these kids,
White kids be out here killing their parents
Even
and cutting
still,
off
I feel
Wi-Fi.
like
I'm not
the
talking
point.
about Connor and
I feel like
Sarah.
the point you're trying to make is null and void because we're saying that even when we make those mistakes, we will acknowledge it.
I'm just
Our biggest beef with our biggest battle with our elders is that they just won't acknowledge anything without making it seem like manipulating us.
The reason why I say that you can say it's null and void, but I can spit it back is because you're not in that situation to say what you're going to do in the future. You literally cannot say what you're going to do when you have kids because you are not currently in that state of mind. There's a good chance.
I'm a stepmom.
There's a good chance that all of our parents said the exact same thing that we said right now. I will be a better.
Nah, fuck no.
I can bet $1 million that
We're not saying that they're bad parents, but
I'm
what
not
I'm saying is
saying
I
that.
can
I'm saying
acknowledge
they
my
ain't say that
bullshit.
shit.
All I'm saying
you
is
don't know.
They was-
all I'm
There's
saying
no way
is
you can know.
They
all
was
I'm
having
saying is
disco
I can
dances
acknowledge
and
my
shit.
bullshit now.
They was
So
doing
what makes you
coke.
think I won't be
They
able to
ain't
acknowledge it
doing
then?
Talking
this
about
shit.
70s and 80s. Yeah.
Life.
Yeah, they was doing coke.
So you think
Niggas
life
was
is
doing
gonna
coke.
life is gonna make me less accountable? Is what you're saying? Because that sounds ridiculous to me.
I think
That's what that is.
Yeah.
Can we finish this conversation off air? Let's finish that part off air. We'll just bookmark that for when we are not recording, please. All right, let me dive into myself personally. So me, as most people know that know me, I grew up with both of my parents. Majority of my life, I grew up on East North Avenue by Collington. Then after that, we moved to like Walther, Bel Air Road, Harford Road area. I went to 2 different elementary schools, 3 different middle schools, and 1 high school. My mother died when I turned 14. I was literally 4 months after I turned 14. So I went to high school. Like my first day of high school, my mother literally died a week before that.
Oh, before, dang.
Like literally during two-a-days football practice. I missed the last week of two-a-days football practice because my mother died. So I entered high school without that. And so I feel like, me personally, that's why I said what I said earlier, because I feel like men need their mom. Women need their dad.
It depends. I honestly,
I think
sorry. I'm
everybody-
You need both
I'm
parents.
not saying that you don't
realistically.
need both parents, but I feel like
It's
that-
certain phases of your life
Where
where
you
you
need-
need a parent more than the other.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
hold you.
I
As
think-
a child, you need your mother.
Mother, yes.
You need
exactly.
your mother.
Then your dad comes in when you get a certain age to teach you how to do.
I think men and women are different
Men
though.
shit.
I think when
Even
you're
with
younger-
women getting older and dating, you need your dad.
Yeah,
and
no,
stuff.
that's what I said.
That's what I said. I feel like
women
bad
tend to-
parenting kicks in at age 12.
Yeah, like when you
I
older.
feel like when you're, personally,
That's
I
really
feel like
when you start to get to
women
know
tend
your father.
tend to gravitate to daddy's girl, mama's boy.
That's
I
just
think you
'cause
tend-
I just think
you tend to gravitate towards
Those
the
genders
opposite.
are softer on the opposite.
I just think
gender.
mothers
Yeah.
are nurturers, and then the dad is to bring the discipline.
It's- and the
bring
protectors.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what
That's
it's
not
supposed
always
to
true
be.
either though, because it's a lot of mothers that bring the discipline and the dad.
'Cause
That's
they
'cause the
usually
dad don't-
That's
the
'cause
single
of the- that's what I
mothers.
say,
That
yeah.
could be possible when the dad's there and the mother just brings the discipline.
So
The
you-
dad just might not want to
Uh-huh.
discipline the kid.
A bit.
Yeah,
That's not always true, yo.
No, dad's supposed to be the last resort. If he not the last resort, he I'm sorry. That's it. Like it's usually
So-
like I'm gonna tell your father, and you like. You feel me? Like if you don't get that shot when they say I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
your father,
realistically,
I'm
even
sorry,
when my
bro.
father was in my life, he was definitely the one I was scared
I'm
of.
sorry,
I don't care
bro.
how much my mom yelled.
Sure,
Even
exactly.
if
Even
you
My
didn't
father
have your
was
father growing up, and you
ex-Marine, so
said
it's a little bit
uncle,
different.
godfather, any
I
male
wasn't
figure.
fucking with that nigga.
Yeah, you ain't gonna want that.
Was
You
a
ain't gonna want no
Marine. I
problems.
was good on all of that.
That's
you
what I'm
feel
saying.
me?
You don't want that smoke. Like
But
I'm gonna call your father.
like me personally, I just realized that because when my mother died, I went through like a serious rebellious phase. So like I really didn't want nothing to do with nobody outside of myself. And once I hit 18, so 4 years of my life of just anger.
That's when you became Wild Ralph, huh?
Now
Okay.
I was Wild Wild at 14. That's a fact.
Oh,
From
wow.
14 to probably like 19,
Yesterday.
20.
Yes.
You said yesterday.
Wild. From 14 to like
This
19,
morning.
20. No, that's when I was really wild. But
wow.
I can really personally tell, like, I had no girlfriends throughout high school because I didn't believe in it. Like, I thought I was just going to be out here shagging. I was wild, shagging,
Wild
dragging.
Wild.
You feel me? Don't act like y'all niggas want to shagging and dragging.
I wish.
You wasn't.
I
but
wish.
Toxic Byron.
Coffee.
I'm still
Well,
shagging.
my
and
first 2
dragging.
years, I was kind of.
But, like,
Still shagging and dragging.
Dragon
If you,
10.
I can personally
my
understand
first
how
2 years, I was out here.
that impacts me. My father was also military.
Girl.
So that
He's so thirsty.
I grew up where I had to yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am. That changes your dynamic of how you grow up and things of that nature as well. And plus, yo, I went to fucking 6, 7 in schools, bro. That I was the new kid a fucking lot, like a lot. Like all those different
I
things
understand it.
changed a lot of different things about you.
So, do you think that the school changing made your dynamic in gaining and building friendships harder?
No, because I think I'm just a likable person personally. Like I feel like people gravitate towards my personality, just me.
But maintaining those friendships though, because if you're moving from
Nah,
place
not
to
really.
place,
I got friends from pretty much every school I've ever been to, for real, that I still talk to, still hang with. I think that's a male thing, though. We've already talked about that. I think female having lifelong friends is a lot harder than males having lifelong friends. I have people that I've met since first grade, and I can hit his phone right now. He gonna answer the phone. We'll chalk it up.
But I also think women require more from their friends
Yeah,
than men
absolutely.
do. So that's part
that's
of
true
why
as well.
it doesn't
That's
last
true as
as
well.
long.
And women,
Y'all
it's a
don't
lot.
have
of-
and women
Y'all
are
don't be having
petty.
expectations.
And women are more
Yeah,
petty.
we are super,
Y'all so low maintenance.
yeah, we low maintenance as people
So,
in
real.
general.
Nah, real shit.
Most
like,
men, if you
men go like, hey, I won't talk to this nigga for like 2 weeks. I call this nigga and
Yo,
what up,
It
dog?
is what it
dummies,
is.
Yeah.
what you been up to?
ain't shit, yo. You feel me? Just
Trying to
regular
get like
shit.
you when I get older.
Yeah.
Nah, yo, I'm trying to be like you.
But women, they go 2 days without talking. And
You don't
that's-
fuck with me no more.
Because I say I have friends I don't talk to every day. And I have friends I've gone like months without speaking to. Like Brianna. Like when she went to school, like she went to, like she got her master's in Australia.
What's the oldest female relationship you have?
15 years?
Oh yeah, it's her.
What's the next one?
Nah, Asia might be longer than that because
With another female?
Yeah, I feel like all females have one.
We 15.
11 years?
Well, this year will be
Poly.
15.
We met my senior year. She didn't go to poly.
But it was high school. Mm-hmm. I feel like all girls have a
Oh
high
nah,
school. Maybe or more.
Brianna's 9th grade and Asia was before.
Oh
that.
yeah, so 14 years.
You're the exception to the rule because every other chick we've asked this question says 1 or 0, right? Pretty sure every other chick.
It's
My
never been more than 5.
shortest friend is like what, 4 years, 4 or 5 years? I don't like new bitches.
I'm about to say you can't keep.
That's the thing with women. Niggas can meet a nigga at the bar.
You're right.
That nigga up watching the game. Oh, you like that too? For real? And then
honestly, no. It's also different too, and I've actually had this happen in Baltimore. Yo, we done fuck the same nigga. If I meet a girl now, if I was to go to the bar, meet a bitch, and like, oh damn, like we chopping it up, I'm like, yo, I really fuck with her. We get to talking, and next time we at brunch and we start listing niggas, she done fucked my first love, and I'm like, come on, yo.
That's something
Yeah.
that niggas don't
Fellas,
do.
make sure
Niggas
when you
don't
get
do.
listed, you at
Don't
number
do.
one. Because if you're not first, you're last.
Just make sure your dick up there.
We just know how small the city is, and we know people be fucking, so it do come up.
We
like,
don't even bring that up.
Yeah, facts. I don't give a fuck if you fuck
We
the
could
same
have had
But see,
body.
I would not know.
that's
I
the
would never
thing.
know.
We bring it.
know.
We bring it up firsthand because I'm not about to be inviting you to my house, and my nigga, you didn't set on my nigga face. I don't. That's happened. That's real life happen. Like we all.
Yeah, girl, come over.
Yes.
Nigga, come downstairs.
Just for
Babe,
the record,
I'm
we
sick.
all
I'm gonna-
probably mess with somebody
Babe,
who's messed
I'm
with
sick.
somebody
I'm
who's messed with
upstairs
somebody.
today.
Hey,
I give a
man.
shit for it.
I'ma just say.
Bruh, you do not know. You do not know how many stories like my girlfriends have shared that like their nail tech or their wax lady or their hairstylist and all like set on they
the
nigga.
nail-
Hey, where are you ladies at? You know, like, share, subscribe.
Nigga ain't
because-
talked the whole episode. Here he go.
So yes,
You
I feel like for women we gotta do a background check, and even if the girl don't tell us, like you said, come home and then you do pull you to the side, like,
I used
bitch.
to fuck shorty.
Yeah, now you
I did that a
mad.
couple times.
Now you mad at her, and you
That
don't you
one time when I was
ain't got no reason to be.
Shit, even if Shorty
Allegedly.
even if Shorty pop up, niggas ain't gonna say nothing. Like, oh, that's Shorty.
So that is why, yes,
Oh, word.
I'll meet a bitch and we be like,
That's
So,
her.
but like, if
Get
y'all
the
super
listen.
cool, like y'all, like let's say y'all been cool for like a year, and y'all ain't never hook up, and then you find out she fucked your nigga, y'all can't be cool no more.
is it a nigga I'm cuffing or just fucking?
You can give me both.
If I'm cuffing, I'm probably not because I don't want you around her because I don't know how y'all sex was. That could have been some fire
What
shit.
What if you came to him and he was like, man, that shit ain't nothing for real. I don't want.
What if
shorty."
they had sex in high school?
Niggas be lying.
It was literally 14 years ago. And
That's
now-
big.
I probably wouldn't care if it was
All
high
right.
school.
Oh, I was all right. Bet.
outside the
Anything-
hospital. But what if he came to you and was like, that shit nothing for real. It's you. That's what I want.
Honestly, and this is just me being my bare soul to y'all. If I look at Shorty and I'm like, that's a bad bitch,
I told you.
That's what women do, yo.
I'm being honest. If it's a girl that I may consider fucking, because I fucked with girls. So if it's a girl I may consider fucking,
We've had a lot of that. On this
Nah.
show. We appreciate y'all.
no.
Last couple
I'm
weeks
good.
been wonderful.
Now
America.
if it's something that I feel like I shit on her on my worst
That
day,
we do
then
on
I
the
wouldn't
show.
care.
So
Yeah.
if she if she's just bad or if she look better than you, because I feel like a lot of the time,
Honestly, so
it's
when
if she
I
look better than
when
the
I
other
look at
girl.
women, I don't look at them as like they look better than me. I look at them if I truly think they're beautiful or got a banging ass body.
Just
I don't
because
look at it.
all women do.
I
that,
don't
though.
feel like it's like
Niggas don't
oh
look at niggas. No,
no.
The only reason I
I
say that
get
is
what you're
because I feel like as a woman, you have to love the female body. So it's
Yeah.
no way you don't look at another female and either love, dislike, or
you
just
appreciate
appreciate
Then I
Yeah,
feel like
her
it's also
body.
different too because I feel like it's women shouldn't really be comparing themselves when it's like yo all this makeup and plastic sex. Women can finesse.
The busted challenge.
Yeah, like so it's like I
We
wouldn't
don't have
really
that
I wouldn't
advantage,
really
man.
look at her like oh like she look better. Like I said, if now
She's
maybe
gotta be
something
bad.
my only probably biggest thing where and this is still like kind of insecurity for me is like thickness. Like if she could have the regular face, but if her body was like on 10 like a fucking Coca-Cola, get the fuck out my house.
Damn, you gonna tell her get out as soon as she come there?
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
You-
I'm gonna ask my
thought we
nigga.
was cool.
I'm gonna start doing petty shit like, yo, tell her my pussy better, like in front of her, like
Damn. That's because you be.
You wanna know how you won? If he's not fucking her no more, you won. You ain't gotta compete. If he's not fucking her no more,
But realistically,
you
how
won.
would I ever
Think
know?
about it.
But realistically, how would I ever know?
If a nigga is doing some shit, you know. You seem like you have a pretty good judge of character. You know your nigga stepping out on you. If he ain't stepping out, you still trying
let's
to
go.
risk it all for the pussy, you won. Don't compare yourself, ladies. If your pussy's good, it don't matter if your ass is fat or flat. If that pussy and mouth is good, and you
But
loyal
we
to a
know
nigga,
for a fact that don't keep a nigga.
And even if all that's still right, the nigga still could be cheating on
Yes,
you.
sir.
So you
That's
might
what
as
I'm
well.
saying.
I'm saying he could be cheating on you whether you kick her out or not. So you might as well just let it rock.
She could try to fuck him because you kicked that.
don't
ass
miss out on your king because you think he used to fuck with
Oh, it's
another
like
chick.
that. I thought we was just cool.
Well,
Y'all
I ain't saying I'm
Fuck
leaving a nigga.
her
I'm just
together.
saying I can't be friends with her.
Okay.
Fuck her together. Then that way you know for sure.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of you.
I'm just saying.
That is not a legend.
But girls, I mean, like
Bro,
realistically,
just
my friend group, we still have to do that. Like
like
my
Chris Davis.
if my homegirl at the mall and a nigga book her, Send it to the chat. Anybody fuck this nigga? Anybody talk to this nigga?
I think it's different. I think niggas have off limits. Like I think niggas know like, yo, shorty
Yeah,
is
if you
off
was
limits.
real live,
You
Yeah.
can't talk to a
Cussing
chick that's
shorty,
off
that-
limits.
But if you don't know, like, say, like, all right, this is purely examples. This
I
is
feel
my
like your
fucking
niggas
best
know we're
friend.
off limits.
No, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like, saying, like, you know, me and this nigga was just like fucking on a deal. I didn't tell my girls about it, but this like the best dick I ever got in my life. So then, you know, he go book my homegirl. He don't know it's my homegirl, and she come to the chat. I wasn't cuffing him, but I want to share good dick. What if I want to hop back on
That's
that again?
selfish.
Dang.
How do you need? So here's why it's selfish. Two reasons. One, that could be the
I'm
love
not-
of that man's life.
I was about to
and
say,
you just
I'm
fuck
not-
that shit up.
Wow.
Two, I'm just
No,
being
I'm-
honest.
I'm- no,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Two, all right, he could fuck her and then be like, this shit was trash, and y'all can still fuck later. It's no.
But see, no, that's a code too. Like we won't double back. I done been in situations where like, you know, that scenario happened. Girlfriend dropped the nigga in the chat. I'm like, oh, I used to fuck him, but it wasn't nothing serious. You got to go ahead. You can fuck with him. And then they fuck. And then, like, after he fuck her, a nigga has dead ass try to fuck me again. And they got real messy because I'm like, nah, my pussy has now been off limits once you dabbed in my friends. Now, that's me. Like, you no bounce back.
I feel like in that specific situation though, I don't know, yo. I could be wrong. He knew what the fuck he was doing though. He knew that was your friend.
I feel like most niggas do.
Yeah, you feel me? And he was trying to double dip.
All
That was
I'm
his
saying-
intention.
I'm
not-
I feel like in that situation, it's
I'm
a little
not.
bit different.
Honestly, I'm probably not taking a shorty back neither. If she fuck me and then she fuck you, I'm not.
Not even for a fuck. I don't want
fuck.
it.
I don't give a fuck.
Nah,
It's just a fuck.
I probably wouldn't.
You want to fuck?
Nah, I go kiss something.
You can fuck.
I might as well get
Now I
something.
will, and I will say like,
But I'm saying if I fuck the first and then pass
Oh, you already got the pussy. I understand. You already got the pussy.
Yeah.
That's different.
If I
I'm
fucked her
good.
and then you fucked her and I'm
Yeah.
not
and
fucking
then she
her
try
again.
to come back.
Yeah, that's different. That's different. Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying. I want to like with you saying like I can fuck him again. I don't double back. Like once I didn't pass you,
But
one
why
of my
can't he fuck the
friends.
friend?
No, I'm saying like if it was a nigga I didn't care about, he can.
But you
No,
just.
I said if it was the
He's
best
talking
dick
about-
of my life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Why can't he
Because
fuck?
I don't want to
Because
share.
it's the best dick she had.
So if I want to go sit, if I sit back on it, my code won't allow me once he fuck her.
Yeah, I see that.
So I don't want to go against my code.
But if you don't want that nigga, that's fucked up, yo. That's all I'm saying, yo.
You know how
Don't
many
miss out
bitches
on your
it is
nut
in the
because
world?
of your
You know how
ego.
many
Don't miss
bitches
out on your
there
nut,
are?
ladies, because your
Baltimore.
ego.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
plenty of toys that can help me get
Hey,
there.
ain't nothing better than
I'm
the
just
real
So
thing.
why do it, man? If he got the best dick,
Because like I said, if I'm
do
selfish,
you want that dick for the rest of your
She-
life? If not, then let
who
him.
knows?
fucking up.
Maybe
Hey,
I
look.
would want him to be my
If
side
toys-
nigga when I got married.
If
Who
toys
knows?
were
I
as
want
great
that
as they
option.
say they
I
are, they
want
wouldn't
the
still be fucking
option.
us, America.
That's selfish.
If
It
toys were that
is,
great, that's all I'm
Because you want that option, but your friend can't have the option of the fact that she.
I mean, she probably got her own dick tucked away. We realistically,
I'm talking about
we
the
all
original.
have our favorites.
The original. I'm saying that if you met Shorty and you ain't know that she fucked him, you can't let her in the house and be friends with her no more. That's fucked
If I'm
up.
cuffing him, I feel like that'd be too weird.
If he tell you it's nothing, I feel like you should.
But
just
I
test it.
also, I feel like y'all can attest to this because it's like realistically, even if it was something like even if it wasn't nothing like emotionally, if this was like some top pussy you had, would you really tell your girl that? Like that bitch used to
Yeah.
suck me like fucking
Yeah.
no tomorrow.
Me personally, yeah.
Nah.
The average nigga,
I know
I
me
feel like you know
personally,
the
yeah.
average nigga wouldn't.
That's probably true, but me
Exactly.
personally, I would. I
Even
don't
if
give a
it
fuck.
was, I'm straight. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm a boy.
Yeah.
Me personally, I might hit your
Yeah.
phone like, yo, I fucked Shorty before, or yo, Shorty was in my DMs, or
Yeah, you
Shorty
said
got
that. You
Shorty
not
got
about
that
to wild
gawk,
out and say
She
that
was
shit
the
That's what I'm
like
saying.
that.
Like she got the
No.
No, I
gawk
said Shorty got
3000.
that gawk. Yeah, I say that shit. I will literally take you through my IG like, yo, Shorty here was amazing.
But why put yourself through that shit? Cause your bitch only about the ball. She not even wilding her no more. She wilding you for being fucking disrespectful. Cause I know I damn sure would.
I feel like if that's like the kind of situation that we have, because I will attest, I've had situations where I've been in a room, I fuck Shorty. Shorty has some good ass head. That's it.
And it was your girlfriend you was saying this to, not the girl you was
Yeah.
fucking now.
Oh no.
What's the like? Would you
no,
want
you
me to not tell you?
You could
No,
tell
you could
her.
tell her, but
Just
not
don't
like
tell
out
her
loud.
it's fire?
Yeah.
That's so
you
you
could-
okay with her
What's
be
wrong
like,
with
yeah,
that?
his dick big as shit.
I don't give a fuck.
He nutted on my
Hey, yo,
titties.
so
Like,
here's
you
the
feel
way
me?
I look
Like,
at it, right? Here's the way I look at
That's
it.
some wild
No,
shit.
'cause here's
I
the way I
would
look
slap
at
the
it.
shit out you.
Hold
You're a
on.
wild
So here's my
boy.
thing. Hold on, here's my thing. So
You're
here's
a
my
wild
thing.
boy.
You see a nigga in the club, right? You with your nigga. You see a nigga that has some trash dick. Would you tell him?
That's different.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
First of all,
yo. They're the same
he
grade.
asked
Good
me
sex
a
creates
question.
insecurity.
He asked me a question I want to answer. First of all, I'm not going on my way to tell my nigga about no dick I done set or suck.
I don't give a fuck personally.
Now, if he
he
asks,
about
like,
to
if
be
he
on
come
her
up,
ass all night.
if he come up,
So
if the
you
nigga
fuck
now,
that
if the nigga was
how
to
many
come up and
times?
speak,
to you.
now that has happened. Like I've been out and the nigga be like, "Oh, what's up? How you doing?" And he will ask me when he leaves,
that?
"How
Who
you
that
know?"
nigga?
that?
And I will be honest. I would be like, "We used to mess with each other." Now, if he asks that follow up question, did y'all fuck?
And
I will answer truthfully. If he
you're-
don't answer that question,
if
then
you're a
he
grown
knows
man,
we
you
going
have
to
to ask
answer
that
it.
question.
So I have a question.
Just let it rock, boy.
Do you
Just
feel
let it
like
rock.
so as a man? I'm asking y'all three. Do you feel like it demasculizes you whether or not you know?
I feel like you only should tell people shit like that on a need to know basis.
If they ask, that's it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not
I feel like even if y'all go to a party and
Somebody
it's a
would be
weird
there, yeah.
situation,
Yeah.
If
Holla
I'm
at
ever
him.
bringing
You
you
feel
in a room of a person,
That's-
that I
It's like an
I'ma
it's
let
like
you
an
know.
intimate
But I
setting.
feel like you should know no matter what, whether you're in the room, whether the person comes to you or not. I think that the person
No.
that you're with.
What do they
should
need
know.
with that information?
exactly. You
'Cause
just starting drama.
Because I feel like it could but I feel like drama could happen regardless. Because let's say
But why
that,
bring
hold on. Let's say that
unnecessary
nigga
drama?
thought you had the best pussy in your life, and he looking
These
at the
are
nigga
still
that you with.
hypotheticals, though. Why do your partner needs to know?
Let me explain it to
They
you.
need to know for a situation that may or may not happen.
Everything is hypothetical at this point.
No, it's not.
It is, but continue.
Everything, everything.
I know when I come here, you're not gonna slap me. Ain't no fucking hypothetical about that.
Did you
Piss
slap
that
my
nigga up
mother?
to a certain extent. That means you make him slap you.
Did you
It's
slap
all
my mother?
hypothetical.
Again, that would never happen. It's not a hypothetical
That's
where
still
you could.
hypothetical.
Continue.
So what I'm saying is it can create a dynamic that doesn't need to be there, and it's mainly with men and with women to women.
I was
than
about
it
to
is
say,
with man to man.
I don't have to worry about that
Because
because
I don't see no man just popping a nigga because
Yeah.
the chick he used to fuck with is with a different nigga and she had the best pussy.
Now niggas have done slick shit, like they'll come over like
Start some shit,
ask to buy you a drink.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I've had niggas like dead ass like I was dancing on a nigga and like literally
Try to
pull
pull
my
you.
hand off and
Uh-huh.
I be like, all right, yo, you want some like fuck
Yeah.
like fuck shit.
But
I agree,
a chick will
women
walk up
women
on the chick
hug
that
you and
with.
shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So I'd rather
But
you
I still-
know.
I don't know, I
yo,
still-
shorty, like, I
I-
used to mess with shorty, so you.
But I
already
feel
know
like you
for
can
real.
say that. Now, if she follow up with did y'all fuck, yes, tell her. But I feel
I'll
like
tell you I fucked
you
her.
can. But again, I'm saying you don't have to lead it to like, yeah, yo, she used to sit on my face.
Yeah.
That's how you come off. Like, yeah, yo, that was like, yo, she
I
used to
said-
squirt on me and shit. Like that shit was crazy. Like,
Yeah,
it's
she
how
let
you
me
talk.
damn, nigga, like you can easily just been like you with your girl. You know, I come up and like, hi, Rouse, and she like, she look at you like, I used to mess with her. It was a while ago. Shit ain't like that. Like simple. Shut it down. Then again, if she any question she asks after that,
That's
that's
her
on.
fault.
That's
That's
what
her
she want to know.
fault.
You can
Exactly.
be as
I can't-
honest as you want.
I don't disrespect. I'm just saying I personally try to be as open as possible so you know what's going
Yeah.
on.
And I feel like honestly, I feel like
No.
with who you are, I'm pretty sure you date women
On
that
a
can
need to know.
that
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that can
You have-
handle
yeah,
that.
you have to
So
understand
that's
my-
different
yeah.
too. I just feel like, you know, again, averagely speaking, people don't want all
I'm
that
not mad at that.
information.
I'm not mad at that.
Now, I will say, you know, from a woman's standpoint, we do ask more questions. Like, if I'm out with different guys I've dated and it's a woman, I ask more questions. Versus when I'm out with guys, if they ask and I say I used to mess with them, like he said, that's the end of the
don't give a
conversation.
fuck.
So wait, back to the original question that started this whole thing. Do you think the insecurities that come along with that stem from childhood as well?
Yeah.
From what we was just talking about.
Like if you are, if
Like,
you are
if she's more
uncomfortable-
attractive and, you know, better body
If you
and
are-
things
if
like
you
No,
are
that.
I think that's self-esteem.
No, that's self.
I think that's complete self. I think that's self.
But
I think that's self and
90-10.
niggas lying to you throughout your entire life.
90-10.
no, because like I
90-10.
said
Because the pretty
earlier,
thing.
like yeah, like
You're
I had
pretty.
never had
That's why
no
I said
father to tell
90-10.
me I was pretty, so
90-10.
I felt like, you know, I didn't believe I was truly pretty, and then, you know, as I got older and niggas was
agree.
telling me they only did it for one thing, I had to learn
Makes
to look
sense.
at myself and like it.
I literally make sure I tell my daughter she's pretty. And
But
beautiful
again,
every
I
day.
do feel like at a certain age, you know, it's my job
That's
to
you,
make
though.
me feel
When you look
good.
in the mirror, you gotta think that you the shit.
Yeah, like
yo.
I can't rely on no nigga or nobody else to make me feel pretty. I gotta do that for myself. But it's not like a small part. I'm not gonna say it's a
That's why I said
humongous,
10.
but
Nah, that's
it's
a fact
it's a
though.
small
'Cause I
part.
remember
Everybody's
being-
beautiful in their own way.
I remember
man.
being young. You think somebody like cocky or something like that? Like, nah, they just let themselves.
And not even
No, but I think that's a
It's a
two-way
thin line.
street.
It's a thin
because
line.
I think they could be overcompensating in the
Compensating,
fact
yeah.
that they don't.
But
believe
not-
in
That's
all
true
this
as
shit.
well.
You saying that just made me think about, like, yo, think of us in high school. We used to pack the shit out of niggas, yo.
Well,
like
that's
if you
the
didn't have,
environment. That environment
so
strengthens
if you
us
didn't
to
have
be
a
able
strong,
to talk about
not
that.
but if you
Some
didn't,
people used to cry.
that's what I say. Not everybody, like you said earlier, a paper cut is like internal bleeding.
people
So
cry.
we could get to pack. Yo,
Yeah.
remember Melanie? She gonna kill us.
Allegedly.
She gonna kill us.
Allegedly.
But-
she watched this.
If she ever do, she's probably gonna kill us.
Yeah.
But like yeah, it's people that like, you know, didn't make it out of
Shit.
those things.
Mark.
School shootings.
Stop, yo, stop. Kyle probably still remember that trunk.
Yo.
All right,
I finished it.
Allegedly.
Oh wow.
That wasn't alleged.
That was
Yeah.
a mic
But
drop.
what I was saying, like school shootings,
Hey, wrap him
like
up,
that
bro.
shit happens. Like niggas is wild, yo.
Wrap him up,
Got
bro.
wrapped up with his own
Any
trunk.
final thoughts?
No, yo, we're not done, yo. Let's go back to the original topic, yo. Let's go back to the original topic. All right, so So how do you feel as though these traumas have caused you? You've kind of talked about it a little bit, but what areas have you had to fix in dating because of it, outside of sex? Because I think no matter what,
I ain't had to fix nothing in sex.
I think no matter what, like
Trauma
people are gonna
pussy
have
is the
issues.
best.
That's no, yay.
That's because
that's a topic.
That's
for
crazy.
another day.
That's crazy though. That's a little bit different.
That's back to the self-respect thing. Women who don't respect themselves let you do whatever.
Hey, is she fucked up in the head, America?
I know some women who respect themselves that I've respectfully disrespected, and that's not alleged. That's a goddamn fact.
But I respectfully disrespected.
Toxic
And I
violence.
know they got a daddy in their life, but they called me daddy that night, baby. That's right.
As men, how y'all feel about that?
I love it.
Wait, what was the question?
Being called daddy.
I've had mixed emotions about that shit.
Yeah, it depends.
I
on
have
the-
mixed emotions about
I
it.
don't have
as a
a
mom.
kid.
It depends on
but-
the situation and
Yeah.
how drunk I am and what's going on in the moment. I don't know. It depends on who does
At
it.
one point,
I think if it's doing sex, cool. Don't just be calling me that.
Oh no, that's
yo,
what-
that's
that's
what
what
we talking about. That's what we talking
I
about.
thought we was
Oh,
only
alright.
talking
I think it's
about
because
those
well, I,
In the kitchen,
I kind of
daddy?
switched before I had a kid.
Nah,
But now that I got a
daddy.
daughter, yo, you better not be calling no
How
other
would y'all
nigga
feel
daddy,
if a
bro.
woman wanted to be called mommy?
No, that's weird.
Why is
call
that
you
weird?
mama.
That's weird. That's weird.
During sex.
Yeah, you gonna say ma. That's what you gonna do.
He said mama.
Ma. Ew, what the
That's
fuck?
ugly.
is wrong
No,
with you?
see, I can't
That's
say
weird, bro.
mommy.
You getting your dick sucked, you say mama. What you going? That's
That
weird, bro.
sound crazy.
That's
I ain't
weird,
gonna
bro.
hold
That's weird, yo.
So a bitch.
you. No judgment. No judgment.
Poppy is different. If you're gonna say Poppy, that's different,
I'm
bro.
not
That's a
about
whole
calling
di-
little bitch Poppy.
You ever had a Latina? No, I'm talking about.
Oh, alright.
You ever had a
Let's say
Latina
next time
chick
you
call you
on record.
Poppy,
I'm
bro?
not about to call
That
For the
is
it.
record,
different.
I've had a black woman call me Poppy, and it feels
No.
weird. That's all
It's
I'ma say.
not the
That's all I'ma
same,
say.
bro. It's not
This nigga
the
wild,
same.
We are
I don't
off
give a
topic.
fuck.
I was literally thinking that we
I don't
off topic.
give a
We
fuck.
off topic like shit.
That's different, bro.
No comment on the situation. I may or may not be familiar.
Different.
We
Different.
will see.
Different, yo. Poppy is
Not gonna
different,
look
but
over
daddy
here,
is a
yo.
little weird. So, do people think that, like, I don't really think it stems from daddy issues. I think it stems from, like, porn. When people watch porn.
I also think
It's like
a
a big
dominance thing. I think some, especially even like men look at being a father, like we talked about earlier. It's like your disciplinary, your protector. Like they like you to feel dominant over you.
had mixed
So
emotions
a
about
girl
that.
calling a guy daddy,
You know,
it's like
I
a
was-
submissive thing.
I
It's like
was
I'm
just
submitting to
thinking,
you. You're in
What
control,
do
daddy.
I call women during sex? It's usually a bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm being honest. I was really sitting here thinking about
Suck that dick.
that.
bitch.
It'd be wild. And I was like, damn.
I'm ashamed.
You like
I
that
know I
bitch?
don't say that name.
I'm ashamed of you, Phil.
Yeah, come on, bro.
I'm ashamed of you.
In the moment,
Rowdy
that be
Rel.
sounding sexy. You feel me?
Rowdy
Now,
Rel.
what if she called you a bitch back? Eat this pussy, bitch.
I'm already eating it.
Okay.
Fuck it. We in the mood right
Okay.
now. Fuck it. At this point, hey, I'm
As
not
long
about
as
to
you're not
stop.
saying mommy, ma, or Mayo, I don't give a fuck what you do, bro. Do your thing, pimp.
He said I'm already eating it.
Yeah, fuck it. If can't make me do something I'm already doing, fuck it.
All right, so back to what I was saying. How do you think these things have affected your relationships, and did it hurt any? Hold on, are you currently in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. I won't ask the secondary part.
That's the secondary part.
Have these ruined any relationships that you think it should not have, or that you wish it did not?
I'll answer both. The first part,
Touche.
it definitely made me like have to be mindful of my tone, like because realistically, like I know like when I'm angry, I'm even louder. He can attest to this. He could probably too.
Or drunk.
Yes, my voice goes up as I get more passionate. So whether it's angry, sexual,
Or less
anything.
sober. Or
word
less
choice.
sober.
Good
Yeah.
word choice. Good word choice.
Got it tatted on me. But so that's one thing, like my tone of voice. I was a bully. Like I dated niggas who stutter, who I used to make fun of, like and even shot over.
Shit.
So it's like it definitely had to make me like develop like patience.
Hold on, yo. You used to make fun of a nigga because he stuttered, and you went with him.
Yeah, we was
That is fucked up, yo. That's like
He proposed
That's
to
like if you got
guys.
somebody that got a lip.
proposed
Get
to
your
you.
little limping ass. How about
Hold
here
on, he
real quick?
proposed
Like
to
that's
your
some
mom?
petty ass.
Sugarfoot.
I've been engaged twice.
Oh.
But
To little
Was
foot
it your
ass.
fault
Get
that neither one of them worked out, or was it theirs?
one developed erectile dysfunction, and I realized the other one didn't have the best sex.
Shout out to you for,
Yeah.
Yo, I ain't even about to make fun of yo, cause it's life over. You can't.
So do
Hey
you
yo,
think
move
Papa-
on, yo, move on.
Oh,
That's
damn.
just,
I feel.
You asked the question.
I didn't. I wish I didn't. Thought it was gonna be more towards the trauma part. I didn't think we was going there.
For me personally though, I think the biggest trauma that my parents instilled in me is the dynamic I saw between man and woman. I thought fighting was love, and if shit was going smooth or shit was cool, like it was too good to be true. Like I just had to find a reason to fight. Like I had to find a reason to be mad or angry, and like him just kiss my ass to show that he'll never. And then I had abandonment issues, so I put niggas through a lot to prove they would never leave like they said, but not knowing it was the shit I was putting them through.
You ever cut up somebody's shit? Bleach? Any type of destruction of property?
Allegedly, I apparently carved bitch in somebody's car.
Shit.
Allegedly.
I asked you off air if you really
And allegedly broke some phones, but and allegedly ripped a nose piercing out of a guy's nose.
Shit.
What's that? Damn.
I paid for it, so I wanted it back once we split.
Shit. Oh. All right.
But
Shit.
the second one,
but it sounded like it hurt.
the second one, it was one situation we dated for probably like 2-3 months, and I really did fuck with him. But I would say like my attitude kind of pushed it away. I can't really say if it was like something that was, supposed to be like meant to be, or, if whatever, because it was so short lived and we was younger. It was like in the summer, so shit was just fun. I will say the one thing I regret is we was friends first, but how I carried the situation, we wasn't able to continue to be cool. And then even when we tried, he was in a new relationship. You know how that go. Bitch ain't want to be cool with me because we used to fuck, so... Yeah, but not necessarily in any situation like, I feel like, that was like the one and like I'm missing. No, I haven't experienced that. I will say, if anything, in my current relationship, hey baby.
Nice way to bring it home. There you go.
We do therapy together. Like he's the first guy that, like I felt like, I want to be better for you. And it's like, of course I want to be better for myself too, but I look at the things you've done for me, the things that like we've been through together, and it's like, it would be cool if we could make it together. Like, if we can make it down the aisle together, like, I would fuck with it. And if not, obviously, I'll continue on therapy and, whatever. But I would say, like, I do feel like, as corny as it say, like, every relationship that kind of, like, failed kind of, like, led me to this. So I'm not really, like, losing sleep over any old nigga. Plus, I'm sorry, babe. If I hit any of them niggas up, I can still fuck again.
It was up, then it was down.
She brought him home.
You know who you're with. You love me.
I mean, along the last part of what you said, I always feel like no matter what the relationship is, you either try and make that your next fuck or your last fuck. So I really don't look at anything outside of that. But what traumas have you seen in the guys that you've dated, and how has it impacted your relationships?
Or better yet, what the traumas that you've seen in those guys that you've seen in your childhood?
What if they share any similarities?
Like red flags, yeah.
Unemotional. When I say that, it's like how, and I think it's just karma black back to what you were saying, like don't know how to show emotion. That's probably the biggest one. Like, my father didn't show emotion. Only time I seen him show emotion, he had a bottle in his hand. So it's like, I definitely dated guys that like didn't show any type emotion at all. I also dated guys who were mean. And I feel like that was like my dad. Like, they would, told me if like my outfit was ugly, or, like I've had guys say like, oh, I should get a boob job, or like I should be thicker and shit. Yeah, and I like it. And then I honestly, like, when I was 20, I went to go see a plastic surgeon. It was $3,000 a pop. Like I went to like go through all that, like, because I felt like, maybe this is what I need to be pretty and stuff. So it's like, yeah, I definitely dated that. Now, I will say, like, on traumas, I didn't experience personally when it came to dating. Like, a lot of guys with no fathers are mama's boys, and that's rough. Like, it's rough because I've dated, like, 2 kinds of mama boys. One where, like, the mother literally put everything on me. Like, once we sat and met, she was just like, you're cool, I like you. Make sure my son take his medicine at this time. Like it was like, she just passed the role on to me, and he was even fine with it. Like, it was just normal for a woman to take care of him. And it was even like the most middle school shit. Like, I had to tell him, like, don't forget to take your keys. Don't forget to take your laptop. Like, it was really like having a child. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I dated another mama's boy where it was like, that was his girlfriend before me.
Oh, shit.
Like, when I would hang out with him, his mom would literally come out and be like, we were supposed to go to the movies. Like it was like that. Like, you know, I was stealing her from him. And, you know, she didn't like me at first. She didn't give me a chance. She wouldn't speak to me. And then once we got cool, I'm still cool with her to this day. And me and him not together. We love each other. Like, we hang out and stuff. Like, but yeah. But it's like, yeah, like, so, like, that was hard too. And then, you know, like, I feel like, y'all may look side at me or whatever, but I have to speak my truth. I feel like a lot of men don't want a very strong, opinionated, sexual woman. I've definitely dated guys with, like, we out in, like, an intimate setting. Like, when I say sexual, it's like being open about your sexuality, not just, like, fucking.
We just know I just said that. I will tell you.
Yeah, but again, how, you know, we were all saying it's different for guys. Like, me being out with a guy, like, and, you know, like, say, like, it was a group setting and we all talking about, like, our wildest, like, sex stories or whatever. Like, in a situation like that, yeah, like, I want to be able to talk about it. It's not like the nigga who I had it with is, like, right here, like, I'm fucking him in front of you.
I think we can talk about it as long as you don't bring new information, like, you don't bring new information to my attention. Like, if we having an open
But it would be new information. Like,
I'm talking about in a group setting, right? Let's say we all in a group setting.
Us five.
Right. And let's say this is my girl, right?
Right.
If she brings out a story out the cut and we've had this conversation before and you never told me by myself, but you can tell the group,
you
I got a problem with that.
To the story that she didn't
or
tell
you didn't tell me the story at all and we've had the same conversation.
well, see, that's different. You're saying only if we had the same conversation. What if a topic come up we never discussed? And now the first time you're going to hear it is going to be in front of a group.
I don't got an issue with either one of them personally. Just me.
Nah,
I have an issue with the first one if I do feel like information was left out, but the second one is
I understand that.
Yeah, but the second one is
start
like
going into heavier detail, sweating over there about this shit. What?
But what am I supposed to do about the second detail?
Just don't
we
say
never
nothing you're
talked
not
about
willing
it.
to do with me. If I try to do the same, keep that same energy. If I try some wild shit with you, don't deny me.
That'd be my
That's actually
problem.
not bad.
Because like if
doing
you're
that
gonna
when?
say, "Oh, I'm with the
Now
threesomes,"
you a
and then
nut.
I'm like,
All right.
Now
time
you're
out.
nice.
Oh,
Now-
let preacher Bob preach real quick.
Now-
Go ahead,
now-
Bob.
I'm just
Now
saying.
it's starfish.
All I was
Now.
gonna say is like
Now
I'm
you wanna get married.
open about my sexuality too.
Let
But if
preach
we're
your
gonna be in
Bible
the setting and you're gonna say like, "Oh, I fucked 2 girls and another nigga," and I be like, "Baby, you know I've been a good dude. I've been holding it down. My birthday coming up, anniversary coming up. Can I get the same type treatment?" And you like, "No, you ain't getting none of that." That's what
All
I.
right, I have a rebuttal, guys.
That's all I'm saying.
Now, what if it's throwing it out there based on trauma? Like, say the only reason I gave him a threesome is because he made me feel so ugly, or he told me he was gonna leave me if he wasn't, and I was weak. It wasn't what I really wanted to do. I didn't even enjoy it.
I mean, that's
I was hurt. What am I gonna do?
That's a different layer. That's a different layer.
You're not
Well,
getting
I'm going.
You talking
That's a whole different
manipulation.
layer.
That's different. That's
It's a
different.
whole different layer. We
But
just
I'm
talking
saying
about
it is. I've had conversation. I've gone to like women's group and stuff,
No,
and
some-
a lot of women have done sexual facts and
I'm not gonna
favors.
deny that
To
because
please that man.
niggas really be
And
out
they
here
did
saying
not
they
want
gonna
to.
kill themselves and shit
Right?
like that.
Do you
We
know
all
how
heard
many
them
girls
stories.
have ate pussy that never wanted to eat pussy? That shit is real. It is real how some women will break themselves down for a nigga. Now I feel like
Is
you know
eating
you
another
should know
girl's
your
pussy
bitch.
really that bad though?
Yes,
I'm
I've got mine ate
respectfully.
by a bitch, but never done it.
Like it's
Why wouldn't you?
one of the best things in life is to eat a
What's the difference?
nice
You don't even know if you like
piece
it. It's
of
like a
lady
food
pie.
that you never
I'm just
tried.
saying, but
And
that's
I still haven't tried certain foods.
Eat a nice
What you
piece
say?
of lady pie.
it's one of the best things in life. I mean,
I would hope in that scenario you would know your bitch to know if you know like.
and I want her to tell me
was
that,
really
like,
trauma,
oh, it
or
was
if,
traumatic.
you know,
I wouldn't
like,
even go down
yeah.
that road for real because I would want you to.
But I get what you're saying. Like, if
Yeah.
it was a situation, I would hope in that situation, you know, somebody wouldn't brag about a sexual act if they like, oh, it traumatized me.
Right.
So you saying your
Or
girl used to
whatever.
be bi, now she with you and she not bi no
Like,
more.
what's
You
up
ain't
with that?
fucking
You don't
with her.
just stop.
fucking
You
nut.
don't just
That's what I'm
stop.
I mean, I'm
saying.
pretty sure you couldn't.
Now
just
when
stop.
y'all
That
had
was
sex, she
different.
starfishing.
Right.
Y'all know what starfishing
Now
is.
you just laying down. You said you was
Starfishing.
doing the
He
man
was out here riding the shit
All
out
I'm
there.
saying is every woman should let at least another woman eat your pussy at least once. Watch your man there.
Well,
for
we
the
can all
experience.
agree that-
That's all I'm saying.
No matter what, women not as freaky as the shit that they tell you they is. To
Some.
a certain extent.
Some.
To a certain extent.
Some.
There's always a chick that'll fuck you.
You ever
more
met
than
a chick
wanna
more
fuck.
freaky than you?
Yeah.
Okay. all
I've,
right.
I've, met, I've met
say.
chicks that wanted to fuck more than I wanted to fuck. I'm a grown ass man. I'm
I'm
gonna
just
say
saying.
it.
It's
I don't
some
give a
out here.
fuck.
It's a lot of
Bitch,
freaks
I'm on my
out
period. No. Give a
That's what I
fuck.
said. I've met women with high sex
With
drives
or without
and I'm
daddy
like,
issues. It's
You
a lot
don't
of
have
women
a
out here.
job? You don't have a
And
job?
the last one to answer the original question, I wish that it was easier to, and I'm just gonna put men on a period because I don't even think this is a race thing. I wish it was easier to date men that were open to therapy.
I think that goes back to what he said earlier because we all can attest to this. this is the generation where that kind of changes, our generation. Because previously,
Women
men
are still
were
more
taught,
open than we are.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
now.
But men were taught to not.
No,
show
I
emotion.
agree.
Internalized shit.
To me, it's a trauma, but it's like different from like all the other things because like literally, we were taught not to cry. You gotta be strong.
I just feel like for us at this age, like we're like 30.
It's different at this age.
So that's what I'm saying. Just for us,
you need to internally be able to look at yourself and know the fucking
right.
problems
So that's
that you
what I'm
have
just
within
saying.
your
Like
life.
for me personally, like for this age, I would, and it's not even saying like you need to go right away, but at least be open to that conversation. Like I would just. Even if I became single, I wouldn't want to even interact with nobody, whether it's relationship or friend, who's not self-aware. Like, I wouldn't want to be around no one who is not aware and accountable.
I'm not denying that, but I also feel like people, because everybody's on a different level in their life, some people haven't reached the level of self just kind of just being able to look at themselves in the mirror. It's a lot of people, and we know them, and we'll never know that just literally aren't able to look their demon in the mirror because we all got demons. We all got shit that we deal with, and it's shit that you can go to therapy for that'll never be fixed.
Oh, absolutely.
So some people
If therapy just teaches you how to cope better.
Exactly.
and it teaches you how to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like I've done therapy, and if you really need it, please go to therapy. It's amazing. It literally teaches you things about how you learn and how you dissect things. that
No,
you would
absolutely.
never be able to do because like it lets you kind of look at it outside.
Right, I was gonna say when you in the moment, you
yeah.
don't realize what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Like one of my biggest things was anger. Like I was a really angry person, and like therapy taught me to just not give a. I don't want to say not give a fuck, but
Just
like,
not to let things trigger you that much.
to get to like all right.
Same.
Like, a big thing was 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 5 hours, 5 days.
Who you care about it 5 seconds, 5 minutes.
You feel me?
I
Like
know.
that's a really big thing. Like, is this shit gonna bother me? 5
That's
minutes
why
from now?
most of the shit.
I just let it go. Yeah, I just let it go because like this shit not about to bother me 5 hours from now. 5 minutes from now, I'm not gonna give a fuck. So I think a lot of it is. That's why I think as you get older, it honestly just becomes 100 to 0. We can blame our childhood traumas probably up until anywhere between 16 to 25. I feel like 25 is weird to me. If you're 25 and you're not able to look yourself in the mirror, bro, you can't blame your mother and father at that point, bro. Because I hate to say it, but it's you now.
It is.
It's you now.
It is. You can fix whatever.
Yeah, like only because I feel like as people, we create ourselves and the environment that we're in after a certain age. You have the ability to accept or not accept the things that are going on in your life.
Peep the analogy. Just because you got a bad spades hand don't mean you can't win a book.
Facts. You feel me? You feel me? You can bid 0 and get a book. You feel me? So, I mean, I just feel like while trauma is very big in our generation, I feel like a bigger thing is kind of like what Cat Williams said. It's called self-esteem. It's esteem of your motherfucking self. And I feel like a lot of people can't really look in the mirror within themselves to kind of see like that was a trauma when you were younger. Now it's you. You're allowing that trauma to control how you act and how you react.
And a lot of people do want that. They always want pity parties. And again,
Facts, I hate those people,
once you get to a certain point, take it up with
Yeah,
yourself.
go
You
talk to
only you
yourself.
live with you. You born alone, die alone. Like realistically, you got to be with yourself. Take care of it.
Yeah, don't be one of those people that's like fishing for a compliment because I ain't gonna give it to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
See, but
But if you're a beautiful woman, I will gladly give you that compliment.
I'm not.
You
I
gonna
will
call
tell
him
you-
queen. Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
not. I'm
No,
not.
call
You
him
could
queen.
be. You could be like, oh, I'm just mad because I look ugly. Damn, that's crazy. What you about to do about that?
right, what you about to go change?
Nah, I think I'm the nigga that be like, yo, you not ugly, yo. You cool for real, shorty. If she ugly.
Nah, I'm gonna look at
My thing is, no matter what I say, you should.
You still gonna feel like that.
I mean, beauty is to the self. A person that I could think is ugly. you
Exactly.
could
That's
think
why
is
I'm not
beautiful.
about to
Exactly.
But if you think yourself is ugly,
That's up to you.
I'm not about to
can't
correct
change
you.
that.
Right,
I'm not
I
about
could
to
call
correct
you.
you.
How you
But
think you was
that was-
ugly, but you came out
That's why I
looking
kind of
like
said that though. Because
now I know.
Because that's why at a certain age it matters. I feel like growing, like once you hit a certain, I can't really predict the age because everybody's different. Like you do need as a woman somebody calling you pretty and beautiful. But after a
Your
while,
father.
if you after a while, if you can't call yourself pretty and beautiful, you can't blame your father about that shit no more.
Absolutely.
You just can't. You have to be able to say, I'm a bad bitch. I just feel like women should be able to say that shit. As a nigga, you should think that you fucking this bitch better than any nigga that the fucked up before. Whether that's true or not is up to you.
My thing is, she's still here, dog.
That's all that matters, right?
Exactly.
What's your dick yelp on, brother?
5 stars, baby.
She could be cheating.
Anybody can be cheating.
can
That's
cheat,
not something
right?
that you have control over for real. You could literally be giving a chick the best dick of her life and she still cheat. If there's something else that you're lacking.
Yeah, it's something.
You could be lacking in the emotional and then
You don't have to lack anything. She could have just cheated.
That's facts too. Niggas and chicks. But black men don't cheat.
They don't. All right. Anything else? Anybody?
Byron, toxic Byron, close us out with something toxic, brother.
I don't have anything toxic to
You
tell
ain't
you.
got-
Now you got y'all saw that grin? He had something toxic.
all
Go ahead,
I'm saying
Toxic
is,
Byron, close us
any
out,
of you
yo.
ladies
Give
need
us a verse
compliments, need
the
some
toxic-
beauty, you know,
toxic lations.
you
If
know,
anybody need a
Proverbs.
good morning
The-
text every day to call
yes,
her beautiful.
you need a good morning text. Hey,
Hey, queen.
queen.
There you go.
Beautiful.
Hey, queen.
You need
Grand
your DM.
rising.
Yes, you need your DM
You better
slid
not be
in
out here saying
on.
grand
You
rising,
know,
beautiful.
you
better
know.
not be
Hey,
saying
you got to
grand
throw all the
rising,
adjectives in there at one time. Cause look, ain't no other nigga gonna use some of the
You're
adjectives you use.
magnificent.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Majestic. Okay,
See?
DJ Khaled.
See, some of these words, use
You
the
the one.
vocabulary. Appreciate you coming back again.
Thank you.
I think that's a yes. Till next time, like, share, subscribe, and we out.